You've had one of those days. Maybe something went wrong at work, or you got some news that just knocked the wind right out of you. You sit down on the couch, and before you've even said a single word, your dog is already there. Pressing their nose into your hand. Resting their head in your lap. Just present. Like they knew. And here's the thing, they did know. But how? How does a creature who can't read a text message, can't scroll through your social media, and can't understand a word you're saying somehow figure out that you need them right now? That question is one of the most beautiful puzzles in the entire animal kingdom, and today we're going to unpack it together. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we are all about celebrating the incredible world of dogs and understanding what makes them so uniquely connected to us. So grab your dog, give them a little scratch behind the ears, and let's dive in. To really understand how dogs sense human sadness, we have to start at the beginning. And I mean the very beginning. Dogs haven't always been the couch-sharing, treat-begging, zoomy-running companions we know and love today. Thousands of years ago, something remarkable happened. Wolves, the ancestors of modern dogs, began living alongside early humans. Over generations, the animals that were better at reading human behavior, the ones who could tell when a person was angry versus calm, scared versus relaxed, those animals were more likely to survive and thrive. That attunement to human emotion wasn't just a happy accident. It was baked into their DNA through thousands of years of evolution. In a very real sense, your dog was literally built to understand you, and that foundation is what makes everything else possible. Let's talk about the first way dogs pick up on your sadness, and that's through what they see. Dogs are incredibly sharp visual observers, especially when it comes to the humans they love. When you're feeling down, your body changes in ways you might not even notice yourself. Your shoulders drop. Your posture curls inward. You move more slowly, more heavily. Your eyes look downward more. Your facial muscles soften in specific ways that signal distress. Now here's what's fascinating. Research has shown that dogs actually have a specialized region in their brain for processing faces, very similar to what humans have. They are actively reading your expressions, comparing them against a lifetime of learned associations. They know what your happy face looks like. They know what your excited face looks like. And when your face doesn't match either of those things, they notice. They register the difference. And that difference is a signal. But vision is really just the beginning. Now let's talk about sound. Dogs' hearing is extraordinary, tuned into a range of frequencies far beyond what we can perceive. But more than just volume or pitch, dogs are masters at reading the emotional content of sound. Think about how differently your voice sounds when you're excited versus when you're exhausted. When you're laughing versus when you're crying. Those aren't just different sounds to your dog. They are information. Studies have shown that dogs respond differently to the emotional tone of speech even when the words themselves are meaningless to them. A drawn-out sigh. A shaky breath. The particular catch in someone's voice right before tears. Your dog is filing all of that away. Processing it. And when those sounds shift towards something that signals distress, something in them responds. And then there is the sense that truly sets dogs apart from almost every other animal on the planet, and that is smell. A dog's nose is estimated to be anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000 times more sensitive than a human nose. That's not a typo. What you experience as a faint smell, your dog experiences as an entire story. And here's where it gets truly remarkable. When humans experience emotional stress or sadness, our bodies change chemically. We release stress hormones, particularly something called cortisol. Our sweat changes composition. Our breath shifts slightly. There are microscopic chemical signatures that float off our skin and into the air around us. And your dog smells all of it. Scientists have actually done studies on this. Dogs trained to identify stress-related scent samples from human breath and sweat were able to detect those changes with stunning accuracy. What this means is that your dog doesn't need to see your face or hear your voice to know something is wrong. They can smell your sadness before you've even fully felt it yourself. That is not a metaphor. That is biological fact. So what happens once a dog picks up on all of these signals? What do they actually do with that information? This is where the emotional bond really shines. Dogs don't just detect our distress and move on. They respond to it. Many dogs will move physically closer to their owner, staying within touching distance, offering that steady warmth. Some will lean their full body weight against you, which researchers believe may be a deliberate form of pressure comfort. Some will nudge you gently with their nose, or place a paw on your leg. Some will simply sit nearby and watch you with that steady, soft gaze that somehow says everything without a single word, and this behavior is not accidental. Studies measuring oxytocin, that's the bonding hormone in both humans and dogs, have shown that when dogs and their owners share a comforting moment, both of them experience a rise in that hormone. In other words, comforting you actually feels good to your dog too. The comfort is mutual. The bond runs in both directions. There's something almost humbling about that, isn't there? In a world where it can sometimes feel very hard to be truly understood, here is this creature who cannot speak your language, who has no concept of your job or your relationships or whatever complicated thing broke your heart today. And yet somehow, through scent and sound and the careful reading of your face, they find their way to your side anyway. Your dog doesn't need the details to understand that you need them. They just know. And they come. That's the magic of the bond we share with these animals. It didn't happen by accident. It was built over thousands of years of living side by side, of learning each other, of becoming, in the truest sense, family. If your dog has ever shown up for you on a hard day, drop a comment below and tell me about it. I'd love to hear your story. And if you're enjoying this kind of deep dive into the dog world, make sure you're subscribed because we have so much more coming. Until next time, give your dog a hug from me. They've earned it.